Hello, everybody. Today is a great day. Megxie is getting absolutely panned in the press. The thing that was meant to be her last hurrah to save Netflix deal, to make her come back. And people are basically, the reviews are saying it's beige, it's boring, it's trite, it's false, it's fake, it's put on, it's too much. You know, all of the things that everyone's been saying about Megxie since the start. So the reviews are trashing it. What are we going to do? What are we going to see in the cards? How is Megxie is responding to this? That's what we're focusing on today. So I hope you join me to pull some cards. We're going to be looking at Megxie. We're going to be looking at Harry. If you're new here, I do Megxie first. I'm going to use a Celtic cross spread to look into Megxie's feelings on what's going on. And then I'm going to use a Celtic cross spread and a different deck to look into Harry's feelings and see how he's getting on with his wife being trashed by not only the British press, the mainstream media press, the legacy press, but also the American press have joined in as well. And that's even before the Australian press, who really nail the Markles, join in. And I always find it interesting that they've kind of gone after the British press, but they've never really broached the American press. And the Australian press have been pretty much on the same page as the British press for a long time. So why do they never go after them? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Anyway, let us have a look and see what is in the cards for Megxie. We are going to have a look as well at Harry, like I say. So let's get into it. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Everyone else, if you can give my content a share, I'd appreciate that. Thank you. Give me a like. It helps with the algorithm thing. I always forget to do this. I'm like terrible YouTuber for doing this. I always forget to ask for these things. But yeah, please do that. It helps me out. Thank you so much, guys. Let's get into it. So I am using the deck I've used since 2019 for Markle. I am using the Barbara Walker Tarot. So we're going to have a look into that. We're going to have a look into Megxie. And then for Harry, I am using the Garbage Pail Kids Tarot as well. Okay, let's go. Megatron. How are you doing, woman? What is going on with you? We shall have a look-see and see. Megatron. Yeah, some of the reviews are wild. And that's before YouTube, and this is before YouTube and Reddit and people on X. There's a big community on X. There's a big community on Reddit. Start weighing in with their takes as well. Some podcasters and commentators on YouTube, I've noticed things starting to pop up. I think I saw Dan Wootton pop up just before I sat down to film this, so on my feed. So I will watch that later. Let me have a look at this though. How's Meghan reacting? The ales. There's something within this, yeah. There's some details within all of this that she's nervous about, because we have been getting the Five of Swords a lot for Meghan. Not only the details, it shows that there is some creative, I say creative in the loosest sense of the word, creative deflections going on as well, which is standard. This kind of trying her to correct a narrative. Let's see what's crossing over before I give you a Three of Cups is in reverse. Okay. Right. Straight off, her energy is she is feeling quite defeated. She is feeling quite perplexed. She's hoping there's actually something she's hoping that people won't find out, because there's a bit of a deflection in all of this. Now, I'm not watching it. I put a poll up on the channel last night, and it was over 70% said don't watch it. So I am not watching it. I am not doing that. But there is something in there. So it'd be very interesting to see what other YouTubers, other people who post on X, other people who post on subreddit come out with. Or it might even be in the normie news. Interesting. We'll keep an eye on it. She's going to try and dismiss this as mean girl behavior. Okay. Now, this is the whole point. You see me pulling the cards. You see me pulling the cards. You know I can't shuffle. You know I can't do card tricks. You see me pulling the damn cards. And here we have one of the things that is above the situation and under the situation. Let's start with under the situation. Who's Meghan blaming for people not being receptive to her Tig-like rebrand 2.0? This is the person I've always been, Harry. So she thinks, right, this is the general gist. The success, her inverted commas, success of the Tig, mild success of the Tig on Instagram, she thinks should have been straight away replicated by her brand launches, because she feels like she's doing more or less the same thing in her beige brain. Unfortunately, she's blaming Harry and Harry's family and everything that's Harry's done. I would go back to Spare. She really blames Spare for a lot of her woes. And Harry's family and Harry's legacy. In fact, Harry's country. She blames them for a lot of her woes. The King of Pentacles in reverse. This is all Harry's fault. If Harry hadn't written Spare, you know, hadn't whinged at a ghostwriter and get Spare written, she's blaming him. King of Pentacles. Above, we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. The cold bitch of the tarot. She's coming across as manipulative, and it's coming across as a strategy. So that is what's going on above. People just see like this is another rebrand strategy. This is her doing this, going back in. This is another rebrand. She ain't happy. She really ain't happy. But it's not her fault. This is Harry's fault to start with, because he gets at he's been fighting with the press. Not only has he been fighting with the press, he said this stuff in Spare, and this is why they're all coming at her. Now, there could be an air sign woman, so Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, that is going to say something really, really soon that is going to knock her off, like really soon, like today, soon, next 24 hours, because that's the energy above. But the Queen of Swords in reverse as well could well be her how she's being seen as maladaptive, cruel, conniving, planning, strategy. Yeah. So it tracks. But I just as a side note, keep an eye out for air sign woman. Page of Cups is in reverse, right? The thing is, this is my Wales family card as the whole family with the kids and everything. She looks at the Wales children. She looks at Catherine and William, and she sees her reflection in them, and she sees her reflection not in a good way. She sees it as all of her flaws. That's why we get the Nine of Pentacles reversed so much for her. She so wants to be Catherine. She so wants to have all of the accolades that Catherine has and everything like that. And the people who like Catherine, she looks at Catherine like that. The Page of Cups in reverse there as well. There's a jealousy. She wanted to reset everything and make people, force people to like her through PR, puff pieces. And now this is a gigantic puff piece Netflix-wise. This is what she wants you to see of her. Yeah. All of this is to look wholesome in her mind, like a rebrand of the Tig, but add kiddies and married life and trad wife stuff. She wants to be like Catherine, and really wholesome, but she's not. Is it envy? It's envy. She's very envious of Catherine. I'm going to put that down and we'll see what comes up. Let me just put the rest of the cards down. and see what is occurring. And I'll turn them over as we go along. Okay, so on her mind, 5 of Wands in reverse. Okay, we are about to get some pushback and some mischief caused. She's really thinking about it. She wants to cause some trouble. She doesn't like that she's being rejected in this way. But there's a weighing up here. Does she or doesn't she? She's not sure. She wants to, but will she? That's surrounding her. There's a way up whether not to. There's a way up whether to, because I feel like she's been told all the puff pieces, all of the shade, all of the stuff that you put out the royals. People don't like it. Stop it. But she was getting more traction, and in her mind, she had a better relationship with the public, which is absolutely. I don't believe this, by the way. When she's slagging off the royals, she thinks she gets better clout, basically. But she's been told not to. So this is the question she's got on. Do I start again? Not that she really ever stopped, but does she go in again? I think someone got very close to finding out about that group of sugars and the links to her, and it spooked her last year. You know, that group of sugars that were slamming Catherine when she was going through her illness. I think that's what spooked her. In my conspiracy, my opinion, allegedly, whatever. What is she most worried about? She's worried about people on social media. That's where her business is, guys. All of it is social media. She's going to find herself stuck with this. A door is closing. Is this Netflix finally publicly slamming the door in her face? A further door has closed. I think she's going to be losing some extra deals around this, or anything she's had in the pipeline. Now, you might think, no, that's ridiculous. Nobody might want to deal with her. But there's always a schmuck somewhere when it comes to Meghan. That deal could be like, I don't know, it could be with, it mightn't be with a massive brand. It could be like somebody sideways, like Lemonade, like no one's ever heard of, and basically use Meghan to get their brand name published. You know what I mean? So, but that will still sting if somebody drops out a brand. It's a rejection, and the narcissist like Meghan hates rejection. I mean, nobody really likes rejection, but I mean, Meghan, come on. We have got the 8 of Swords, which shows us that she is tied into a bind that she can't get out of when it comes to some things, and this pushback around her latest Netflix debacle. Let's have a look. How's Harry feeling? King of Coins in reverse, King of Pentacles in reverse. He's getting the blame for the negative press, you know. Let's have a look what's crossing over. 4 of Wands. We've got to look very happy and nice and wonderful. We've got to look like our relationship is going amazingly. We've got to look for 4 of Wands crossing over. He gets the blame for everything that goes wrong in the marriage or has gone wrong in the marriage. He gets the blame for absolutely everything. If it's not him, it's through him. Okay, so Meghan will blame the king. Meghan will blame William. Meghan will blame Catherine, Sophie, Camilla, whoever of the royals. She'll never blame herself, and all of that comes through Harry. The association with Harry is why she is saying her brand is bad, because of Harry's family and what Harry's family have done with the press. Basically, he is in a really bind because he is being told he has to look like the happy families, they're all together. And this is a card of marriage. And it's interestingly that Meghan was like, oh my God, we've got the honeymoon vibe going on again. I mean, bleh. 10 of Cups is in reverse above, and the Sun is in reverse. He's like, but you did. It's really confusing for him because he's like, but you wanted to be on telly and they don't like you. Oh my God, you're getting the attention. Oh. The Ten of Cups above, it's showing to me that nobody is buying this perfect little family in California that is just a little bit whimsical and a little bit breathy and very wholesome, you know. It's just so good. You know, so the 10 of Cups in reverse there, people can see through it. People can see it's a load of rubbish trying to pretend to be something it's not. 3 of Swords in reverse. Oh, God. I hate doing this to you guys, but we have the Empress in reverse here. We have some narcissistic wounding, leaving, and I really believe that's all the stuff to do with happened within Grifters and some of his recent appearances. I know he appeared at something last week. We have the Empress in reverse there. Oh, we are going to get some mummy issues from Harry very soon. And the World in reverse there. He's concerned about some things. I think he might be very concerned, not only about his visa, but his IPP. I feel like there's more going on. It feels like there's something going on. And I know when this was happened last year and all the Diddy and Perry stuff, I think Perry came out first and then the Diddy stuff. I feel like there's something more. There's something else there, guys. And if you're in my live yesterday, this isn't what I was on about in my live yesterday. There's something else coming. He's worried about it. He's really concerned. We have the invisible children. Recollections may vary how many they are, how they got here, and even if they exist. We have got Archie and their family. So Archie, now I've been using this since 2019 for Harry and Megxie. For Harry particularly, and Archie is meant to be a Taurus. I don't think he's a Taurus. I think he is born around the 20th, maybe just before the 20th of April, but that's just my suspicion, conspiracy allegedly. And interesting that there's a Lily of the Valley in this. And bear in mind, I've been using this since 2019. The Page of Coins. So I think that with the Page of Coins with Archie being there, that might be something to do with the visa or the IPP, some questions around the children being involved in the merching, because I think they've been mentioned a lot in the series. I don't think they've been visually seen apart from Megxie's pushing them onto Instagram. What he's concerned about is exactly what happens with Megxie. He's concerned about being put into a tight bind. And Meghan in reverse. Strength in reverse. They are, look. It's almost like he has got the claw on his arm and she's saying to him, we have to be a nice family. Smile for the cameras. Smile for everything. Just like everything. But with this, she just does not want him to break rank or misstep or say anything out of line or appear out of line or, you know, do his classic face like a haddock with a smacked arse pose that he does. She wants him to stay really in line. There's something big coming up with Megxie. They're going to try something later this year. They are really going to try something, and I feel like it's going to be massively to the detriment. Now, I think they're either going to come for the king or they're going to come for Hollywood. So that's a new one. The rejection will eventually build up in them to resenting Hollywood and some people in California as well. I think that there's two options, and I think it's going to go either. I think that, you know, they possibly link the king into some rejection about that, but I'm just thinking, because there's this rejection, there's a further rejection coming, and there's, you know, they can't cope with rejection well. They basically got rejected from the royal family, or I don't believe they wanted half it. They wanted half in and out. So basically, I don't believe that they really wanted that. They just wanted to turn up for all of the photo ops, you know, balcony, Christmas, blah, 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 blah. Any jubilees, anything like that, state visits, we'll be there getting photographed with all of the people all of the time. And then they won't, then they go and make Netflix content is basically what they wanted. And I think that the royal family are going to have rejected them. And I do feel like Hollywood is rejecting them, in the process of rejecting them. And Hollywood are in the process of grey rocking them. And that grey rocking will turn to frustration, and Megxie and Harry are at an arrested development age of 3 when it comes to their temper. So there will eventually be a spin out from this. All of this. But we are going to hear from Harry about his mother, and potentially is going to tell off the press or wag his finger at the press or make a comment, because he doesn't do things directly, make a comment that can be interpreted as, you're doing the same to Meghan what you did to my mom. I didn't know Princess Diana froze mint and ice cubes on Netflix, but there we go. You learn something new every day. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the reading. No, they're not happy. Yes, it's a disaster. Something's closing. So she doesn't realize, she really doesn't realize just how absolutely, I think she's really, really toast. But we'll keep reading, we'll keep seeing, we will follow the story wherever it leads us. Thank you very much for being here. I hope you've enjoyed this reading, and I'll see you soon for some more. Take care, guys. Bye.